water softening. This heading is there in the fourth module. Okay, there is a softening processes that we are going to discuss today. Water softening. Here this word itself indicates that we are softening the water. Why? Because the water might be hard. Then what is the definition of hard? What are the chemicals which are responsible for hardness of the water? These all chemical properties of water we have studied in the second module. In second module, water hardness is studied. How to make hard water to soft. That we are going to learn in this class. Okay. Then what is softening? This is a reduction or removal of hardness from water is called as water softening. Okay. Now, before this one, we should understand why softening, why we need to do this softening, because to reduce the soap consumption. If water is very hard, then it will consume lot of soap, and even there won't be any foam production. Therefore, we need to make water soft so that the soap consumption can be reduced. Next one is to reduce the cost involved in maintaining the plumbing fixtures. Plumbing fixtures means what? Some pipes will be there. In the pipes, if hard water is continuously flowing, then there will be some incrustation. Then to improve the taste of food preparation, if you prepare a food with the hard water, then it will not have a good taste. Okay, if you are using a soft water, then it will have a very good taste. Now, what is hardness? It is the chemical property of the water. Hardness is always due to salts of calcium and magnesium. This I already explained in the second module. Calcium and magnesium ions are there. They will mix with some other chemicals and they form a hardness in the water. Main responsible elements for hardness is calcium and magnesium. Now, this calcium and magnesium will combine with which all other chemicals. Based on that, we are going to divide them into two type of hardness. One is a temporary hardness and the second one is a permanent hardness. The temporary hardness is this calcium and magnesium will be there, but these two calcium and magnesium, they will mix with the carbonate and bicarbonate. Understood? A carbonate means what? CO3. Bicarbonate means what? HCO3. If carbonate mix with calcium and magnesium, say CaCO3 or MgCO3, or bicarbonate like CaHCO3 twice, MgHCO3 twice, then these are called as temporary hardness. Okay, these temporary hardness can be removed by boiling process or by adding lime to the water. This we are going to discuss briefly in the next section. Then what is a permanent hardness? Again, this is also a hardness, therefore it is due to what? Calcium and magnesium. Now in the permanent hardness, you will see sulfates, chlorides, nitrates of calcium and magnesium. Means what? Calcium sulfate, that is CaSO4. Then magnesium sulfate, MgSO4. That chemical reactions twice or thrice that you need to see later. Then the chemical formula will see. Then calcium chloride, magnesium chloride, calcium nitrate, magnesium nitrate. These all are permanent hardness. And how to remove the permanent hardness? We have a three process. By lime soda process we can remove, by zeolite process we can remove, by demineralization process we can remove. Okay, na? These are the process of removal of hardness, so called softening process. Next, coming to removal of temporary hardness by boiling. Then by boiling, which type of hardness we can remove? We can remove temporary hardness. Temporary hardness is because of what? Calcium and magnesium salts with carbonate and bicarbonate. We can have four type of hardness, that is CaCO3, CaHCO3 twice, MgCO3, MgHCO3 twice, calcium carbonate, calcium bicarbonate. magnesium carbonate, magnesium bicarbonate. Okay, now see, we'll deal one by one. See this calcium carbonate. If calcium carbonate is present in the water, then we can say water is a temporarily hard water. Then almost this CaCO3 almost is precipitation form. This will be always in a precipitation form, slightly soluble in water. Means likely we can say that it is insoluble in water. Insoluble means what? It will not melt in the water. Then how to remove the temporary hardness because of CaCO3? Just you filter it. Temporary hardness we are talking about calcium carbonate. If it is there, that will be there in the insoluble form, that we can remove it very easily, either in sedimentation tank or in coagulation sedimentation tank or in filtration we can remove it. And if the hardness is because of calcium bicarbonate, then what to do? Then we need to do these processes. When water is boiled, okay, CO2 escapes. When water we boil that, then CO2 will escape. Then so CaCO3 will be left, which will be precipitation form that can be removed by allowing to settle. You can see the reaction. See here, calcium bicarbonate is there, this one calcium bicarbonate, and we have introduced the heat here. Means we have heated that one, boiled that one. When we boil that, CO2 will evaporate. When CO2 evaporates, then what is left in the water? You can remove one CO2 from here. You will left with CaCO3 and H2O. This H2O is a water that will mix with the water, and CaCO3, as I said, that it is a insoluble precipitation. This will settle at the bottom. You remove temporary hardness due to CaCO3 and CaHCO3 twice. If temporary hardness due to CaCO3 is there, that can be removed because it is insoluble and it will settle at the bottom. If temporary hardness because of CaHCO3 is there, then you need to heat it and CO2 will liberate and CaCO3 precipitation forms, and that can be settled down and that can be removed. Now think, if temporary hardness is because of MgCO3, then what? Then the above reaction cannot be applied for Mg salts. Heating process cannot remove MgCO3. Heating process cannot remove MgHCO3 twice. Why? Because MgCO3 or MgHCO3, when you boil, after boiling also, they are soluble in the water. When they are soluble in the water, of course the form is changed, but they are soluble in the water. You cannot remove this Mg. Here you can remove Ca by heating, but here you cannot remove Mg. Because MgCO3 is fairly soluble in water. Therefore, boiling cannot remove temporary hardness caused by Mg salts. Understood? Means from boiling we came to know one thing, that temporary hardness can be removed from the boiling only if the hardness is because of CaCO3 and CaHCO3 twice. Boiling cannot remove the hardness due to MgCO3 and MgHCO3 twice. Then we need to find another way to remove this MgCO3 and MgHCO3 twice. That we will see in the next section. Now, removal of temporary hardness, addition of lime. Here lime means there are two types of lime. One is a quick lime and second one is hydrated lime. But here we are using hydrated lime. This is called as hydrated lime. Now, here we had a problem. This was our problem. What is this? MgCO3. MgCO3, it cannot be removed by boiling. Therefore, we added lime to the water. This is there in the water. We added lime to the water. When we add a lime to the water, see the reaction? It is interchanged. This Ca came to here and this Mg came to here. See here. MgOH twice, CaCO3. By seeing this, you can conclude that CaCO3 is a settleable because it is a precipitation. It is a settleable. Then what about MgOH twice? MgOH twice is also settleable. Okay, these two are insoluble in water. By adding lime, we made it like this. Then these two will settle down and they can be removed. Then the problem is solved now. MgCO3 problem is solved. How? Add lime and they become precipitates and you can remove them. Now think about MgHCO3 twice. How to remove the temporary hardness due to MgCO3 twice? Then again by adding lime. When we add a lime to this one, again the interchangeable reaction will take place. This Mg comes here, this Ca comes here. Then see, MgOH twice, Ca is replaced by Mg, therefore MgOH twice, and this Mg replaced by Ca, therefore it is a CaHCO3 twice. You got these two equations. Now here you can see this MgOH twice, as it is discussed here, this is a precipitation. It will settle at the bottom and you can remove it. Now see, here we removed hardness due to Mg, but when we added a lime to that to remove this hardness, we got one more problem, that is we got a temporary hardness due to Ca. When we add that one, we got this one. Then how to remove this one? Then again you bring it and add the lime. Then when we add a lime here, then it becomes 2CaCO3H2O. This 2H2O will mix with the water and 2CaCO3. This is a precipitation. Understood? Means, come back. Temporary hardness is because of 4 chemical compounds. Either it may be CaCO3, very easy, it is in an insoluble form, it will settle at the bottom, remove it. Either it may be CaHCO3 twice, you take it and add some lime to that one and you will get this last reaction, CaCO3 is insoluble, remove it. Or this CaHCO3 twice, you can remove it by boiling. When you boil that, CO2 liberates and CaCO3 precipitation settles down, remove it. These two over. Coming to MgCO3. MgCO3, to remove this MgCO3, add some lime to that and MgOH twice, precipitation, CaCO3 precipitation, settles at the bottom, remove it. Then coming to MgHCO3 twice, take this MgHCO3 twice and add some lime to that and it will come convert into MgOH twice, precipitation, settles at the bottom, remove it. Then we will get one more compound here, CaHCO3 twice. This is a temporary hardness again due to Ca, therefore add again some lime, then it will react with that one and CaCO3 precipitation settles down, remove it. Water dissolves with the water. Understood? This way we are going to remove water hardness. That process is called as softening process. In the next class we will study how to remove permanent hardness. Okay, in last class we studied about softening. Softening is what? Removal of hardness from the water. Hardness is two types. One is a temporary hardness and second one is a permanent hardness. Now in this class we are discussing about how to remove permanent hardness from the water. Here first we will identify what are the compounds which causes hardness. As I said, calcium and magnesium, calcium carbonate and calcium bicarbonate. Here carbonates are there, calcium is there, therefore it is a temporary hardness due to calcium and temporary hardness due to magnesium. Here also carbonate and bicarbonates are there, that is calcium, magnesium carbonate, magnesium bicarbonate. These four are temporary hardness. Now coming to the permanent hardness, same calcium will mix with the sulfate and calcium with the chloride. Calcium sulfate, calcium chloride. These two are called as permanent hardness. And another permanent hardness is magnesium sulfate, magnesium chloride. These two are again permanent hardness. Now in this class we need to discuss how to remove them. What reactions we need to conduct so that these all can be removed. Of course you know how to remove temporary hardness. These hardness how to remove you know. That is by adding lime, and these two you can remove by boiling also. But how to remove the permanent hardness, that we are going to discuss in this class. The first process here we are discussing is lime soda process. This lime soda process means here we are adding lime and soda in order to remove permanent hardness. Our intention is to remove the permanent hardness, but defaultly we will remove temporary hardness also. You will learn this one when we see the reactions. This process is lime soda process. First you see here MgHCO3, identify this is magnesium bicarbonate, temporary hardness. MgCO3, magnesium carbonate, temporary hardness. MgCl2, magnesium chloride, permanent hardness. MgSO4, magnesium sulfate, permanent hardness. Understood? And all these hardness because of Mg. Now in this lime soda process we are adding lime. Then what is the formula for lime? That is CaOH twice. We will add lime to the first compound, second, third, fourth. Means what? In the water, either if it is there or this one or this one or this one or all of them, no problem. We will add lime to that and we'll see the reaction. We can remove these hardnesses. When we add a lime to the first compound, it will give this one. See here, just ions are exchanged here. CaHCO3 twice, MgOH twice. In last class we discussed that MgOH twice, wherever it comes, this is a precipitation, insoluble in water. Therefore it will settle down and we can remove. This one we will deal it later. Now for the second, if the water contains MgCO3, we will add lime to that and the reaction takes place this way. That is CaCO3, MgOH twice. Of course, we are very lucky. Here both are insoluble in water and both will settle down. Therefore, we can remove them. Then MgCl2, permanent hardness it is there. When we add a lime to the permanent hardness due to MgCl2, then the reaction takes place this way. That is CaCO2 again exchanges the ion and MgOH twice. Now see, this MgOH twice is a precipitation. It will settle down and you can remove. Then what about CaCl2? We got another hardness, another permanent hardness. Earlier we had a problem of MgCl2 as a permanent hardness. When we add a lime to that one, Mg is gone here, but CaCl2 means this is another hardness we got, that is a permanent hardness. This we will take care later. Okay. Now in MgSO4, if we add a lime to that one, the reaction takes place this way. That is CaSO4 plus MgOH twice. MgOH twice is again precipitation, insoluble, settles down, remove it. Then CaSO4. Then CaSO4 is again, it is exchanged here. MgSO4 permanent hardness, CaSO4 permanent hardness. But we had this problem, we added lime to remove this one, we removed it here, but this is induced here, CaSO4. Understood? In this reaction, our attempt is remove all Mg's. Are we successful? See here, MgOH twice, set label, removed. 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 Means in this process, all Mg compounds are removed. Understood? Means water doesn't contain these compounds. Now in the water, we have this type of compounds. In these type of compounds, however, these all four will come down and they are insoluble, they will settle down, remove it. Then again you see one more thing, CaCO3. This CaCO3 is also precipitation, it will settle down, remove it. Now the problem is CaHCO3 twice, CaCl2, CaSO4. This is a temporary hardness, these two are permanent hardness. This temporary hardness, how to remove it? In previous lecture we have studied about this one. Just what you need to do, you need to put some lime to this one, then you can remove it. That we will see later. Now we will consider them as a prime. Now we will concentrate on these to remove. Now this CaHCO3, we will add lime to that. Then this CaCl2, no, we will not add lime here. Lime will not work out for now. This CaCl2, to remove this permanent hardness, we are adding soda. That is sodium carbonate. Sodium carbonate is called as soda. We are adding soda. Means earlier we used lime and here now we are using soda. Therefore this process is called as lime soda process. Understood? Then CaSO4. This is a permanent hardness. Then again we will add some amount of soda. Then when we add them, then the earlier reaction you can see, this we already discussed in the previous lecture, that CaCO3 comes, CaCO3 set label, remove it. H2O mixed with the water, gone. That's CaCO3 gone, CaCO3 gone. Temporary hardness due to CO gone. CaCO to Na2CO3 is added to this one, then see the reaction what happens. Exchange, this CaCO to become 2 NaCl and CaCO3. This CO3, this Na is replaced by Ca, therefore CaCO3. Now see this one, CaCO3 is what? This is settleable. NaCl is what? Salt, our edible salt. Therefore, if it is there in the water, no problem, you don't have any problem. Now coming to this last one, then see here, CaSO4 Na2CO3. When we add that one, we got again CaCO3 Na2SO4. Then see CaCO3, CaCO3, CaCO3. These three are settleable and are removed. That water is gone and these three will come and settle down. Now think about these this is 2 NaCl. This NaCl and Na2SO4, these two are salts not objectionable and are soluble in water. They will be soluble in water, but they don't cause any harm to the human body. Okay, therefore let it be there in the water. Now, however, the end product you have observed in this lime soda process, that is CaCO3 and MgOH twice. These two are insoluble and they settle down and remove them. This is all about lime soda process of removal of temporary and permanent hardness, both. If any small fraction of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide left in the water, say for example here I said that CaCO3 calcium carbonate, MgOH twice, magnesium hydroxide, these two will settle down and we will remove it. In case if CaCO3 is removed but a little small fraction is left in the water, and MgOH twice, again it is removed but small fraction is left in the water, then that will cause you incrustation problem, incrustation in the pipe or in the filter media. Incrustation means here you will see in the syntax inside one white layer will be deposited. That is very hard to remove. That is called as incrustation. That causes inside the pipe also, that will be there inside the pipe also. Sometimes if you are using a sand filter, for every sand it will occupy the periphery of the sand. Therefore, to remove this one, what we need to do, we will call it as a recarbonation process. Recarbonation process means what? We will blow CO2 inside again. When we blow CO2 inside, then the reaction takes the reverse reaction. CaCO3, CO2 and H2O, they all together they will form again CaHCO3 twice. That is what? Temporary hardness, and soluble you can remove it. Means recarbonation, this is not to induce a temporary hardness, this is to reduce, to minimize the incrustation problem. Understood? Recarbonation only when you think that all CaCO3 and MgCO3 are not removed, some amount is left inside, then only you go to recarbonation process. Okay, na? The amount of lime soda required depends on chemical quality of water. Means what? How much lime soda we need to add, that all depends on what all minerals are there, what all chemicals are there inside the water. Based on that you need to decide amount of lime and soda. And second thing, it depends on extent of hardness removal desired. The water, outflow water, how much hardness you are desiring. Do you want 0% hardness? Do you want 70 mg per liter hardness, 200 mg per liter hardness? How much you want? Based on that also we will decide this one. Then instrument used for this lime soda process is much similar to that of required for chemical coagulation. In chemical coagulation, what we will do, we will have a feeder, we will feed it, wet feed or dry feed, and after that we have some mixing device, flocculation we will call, and the same instruments we can use it here, and later we will have a sedimentation tank. Everything will be same for this lime soda process. Okay, now this is over. This is your lime soda process. Now the second method of removal of permanent hardness, that is your zeolite or base exchange or cation exchange process. This is exchange word is here, it is used, means here something exchange offer is going on, exchange mela. In Big Bazaar, you go with your old utensils and you go and submit there, and they ask you to purchase the new one. In olden days, we had one system that is called as a barter system. है ना, ये अगर मुझे कुछ चाहिए तो मैं क्या करता हूँ, मेरे पास जो भी है, आई विल गिव यू राइस टू सम अदर person and he will give whatever that is required for me. That is called as a barter system. The same way, this base exchange process is also like a barter system. We don't want Ca and Mg because they cause hardness in the water. We give Ca and Mg to someone and someone will give you some positive ions, cations to us, and it will be satisfied in both the ways. That is called as base exchange or cation exchange process. Zeolite, what is this zeolite? Zeolite is a natural salt or clay which is hydrated silicates of sodium and aluminate. Silicates of sodium and aluminate mixed with the water. That is called as your zeolite. The chemical formula for zeolite is Na2O, Al2O3, XSiO2, YH2O. Now, this X and Y are some constants. They are numbers. Okay. Now, this is a very big formula. Therefore, to know the reaction, we will call this zeolite as a NaZ. Z means this entire term we will replace it and we'll call it as a Z. You will see it in the reaction later. Now, aluminium also, it can be manufactured synthetically. This zeolite is available naturally, but even you can manufacture in the lab. That is called as resins. This zeolite or resins have excellent property of exchanging their cations. मतलब ये exchange मेला करते ये है ना. This zeolites are very excellent property. They have excellent property means they are very good in replacing the things, and hence during softening process sodium ions कहाँ है, where it is, इधर है, sodium ions get replaced by calcium and magnesium. अब ये कहाँ है, कैल्शियम मैग्नीशियम, ये पानी में रहता है. Why? Because the water is hard, raw water is hard. Therefore, these two are there in the water. These two should be removed, but we cannot remove it just like that. Therefore, we introduce zeolite. In zeolite, sodium is there. Sodium will come here and Ca and Mg will be replaced. The reaction you can see this way. NaZ is your zeolite. Then CaMg, this is your water. This is a raw water compounds. In raw water, it is very hard. Therefore, this is CaHCO3 twice, CaSO4, CaCl2, MgSCO3 twice, MgSO4, MgCl2. Any one of these or any two of these or all of them, no problem. In water, we may get these compounds and these compounds react with Na2Z. When they react with Na2Z, then there happens base exchange process. Base exchange means what? ये जो base था ना, this one, these three compounds replaces to Na and this Z will replaces to Ca and Mg. Here you can see, this NaZ was there. Now it become Na 3 compounds. CaMg 3 compounds were there. CaMg Z it became. Understood? अब ये जो है ना CaMgZ, we will bring that one and we'll put here CaMgZ. This reacts with the NaCl. NaCl will add salt. This NaCl when we add, then we got NaZ, CaMg. This is what zeolite softener. This tank. Here hard water comes. They will be having CaMg and some compounds, hard compounds, and this is called as a zeolite cation exchange resin. Passes through here, and the end you will get here filtered water, and here whatever the amount you are getting here, that can be regenerated with this expression. Here Na2Z is regenerated. Okay. Now coming to the third process, demineralization process. or removing of hardness removing. Here we may have this type of hardness, this type of hardness, this type of hardness, or any type of hardness. This is one example of temporary hardness, this is an example of permanent hardness. These two mix with the H2R, H2R, H2R. Here H2R is cation exchange resin. They are called as cation exchange resin. Okay. Now this is also somewhat a base exchange process, and here also क्या हो जाएगा? See here CAR, Ca reacts with R, CAR, HCO3 twice reacts with this H2, and it will give H2O and CO2. CO2 liberates and H2O mixed with water. CaCl2, if this type of hardness is there, H2R is mixed, then we will get CAR, CAR, and Cl2, H2 mixed with 2HCl. HCl is what? Acid. Now if this type of hardness is there, MgSO4, H2R, then Mgr, H2SO4. H2SO4 is again what? Acid. Now see here, if this is a bed, if this is a resin, it might be a liquid resin, then here we will put a raw water. When we put a raw water here, that raw water may contain any one of these three or all of these three or any two of them. Okay, whatever that raw water which comes here, and this resin has a H2R in it. When these will come and fall on that and which will come out, this H2 replaces with Ca and Mg. Means Ca, Mg will stay here, H2 will come out. This H2 which is coming out will cause us HCl or H2SO4. Means the water which is coming out after this resin are acidic in nature. This water will come and will put into anion exchanging resin. That I will explain later. Now we'll see these three raw water comes here. They reacts with this resin H2R. Then they give you CAR. This H2S, H2 is removed. That H2S become H2 HCl or H2SO4 or H2O. In this one, this H2R, H2 removed, CAR, MgR, CAR, MgR, they will be there in this resin only. Okay, we don't have any problem with them. Now coming to this H2O, CO2, CO2 is evaporates, H2O is a water. Then the problem here with is HCl and H2SO4. This HCl is a acid and H2SO4 is also acid. These two are brought in contact with ROH. ROH. What is this ROH? ROH is anion exchange resin. When we passes through the water which contains HCl and H2SO4 through anion exchange resin, this reaction takes place. Again exchange reaction RCl, OH, H, H2O. Then here also R SO4, OH, H2, then H2O. Okay, this reaction we get. Means what? At the end we got H2O, pure water, and inside the anion exchange resin we got RCl and R2SO4. Now this we can explain by considering a figure here. A raw water, this whichever the water which is coming out of this first process, which is allowed to anion exchange resin where ROH was there, this OH will come out. R will stay there only, OH will come out. Then along with this R, this Cl and SO4 stays here. RCl, R2SO4, then OH come out. Then from here H came and here OH came, then they become H2O, and here we get a demineralized water, pure water. Okay, this is. Now we need to think H2R was there, it becomes CAR or MgR, ROH was there, RCl or R2SO4, but how to bring them back? If all H2R become all CaR, then what next? Therefore what we need to do, we will make it, we will add, we will sprinkle, we will jet there some acid. That is your this process. CaMgNa, CaR, MgR, Na2R. This is there in the resin after demineralization process, and this is reacted with HCl and H2SO4 again. Then it will give you your earlier compound, fresh resin H2R. Then you will get CaCl2, MgSO4, Na2SO4. You will get it again. Okay, like that. The anion exchange reagent also you can get. RCl is there. There we will add sodium carbonate and water. We will sprinkle, and you will get a earlier resin to ROH, NaCl CO2 H2. This table: lime soda process, zeolite process, comparison, and pause this video and write it down, or in any textbook you can find them. Thank you.